we begin Devarim, the final book of the Torah, where Moshe recalls the trials and tribulations and the constant love of Hashem that we were blessed with while we traveled in the desert. The Torah tells us that after the decree to travel in the desert for 40 years, we begged Hashem to rescind the decree. And the Torah says Hashem didn't hear our voices, and he didn't listen to us. And then the Torah says we sojourned in Kadesh for many days. Actually, we stayed in this place called Kadesh for 19 years. Our voice and our prayers. The Netziv, Rabbi Naftali Tzvi Yehuda Berlin, explains so beautifully that there are different ways to pray. Sometimes we just don't know how to verbalize. We don't know how to express ourselves. We're in pain, we're in anguish. We just call out to God. That's one kind of prayer, and that's a powerful prayer. That's how we prayed in Egypt. The Torah says, Vanitzak el Hashem, we cried out. We didn't even express exactly what the issues were. King David says the same thing in the Psalms. Ahavti ki yishma Hashem es koli. Hashem, I love when you listen to my voice, just my voice, the sound of my voice. That's one kind of prayer. And then there's another kind of prayer when we actually formulate and explain and express. The Torah says that in both instances, our prayers were not answered. Says the Netziv, Rabbi Naftali Tzvi Yehuda Berlin. But we didn't wander that much in the desert. We stayed in that same place for 19 years. And the Netziv explains that this is a lesson for all generations. Not to despair. When we call out to God in prayer, we are answered. Even if we don't know how to express ourselves, we just call out with our voices. Or if we do express ourselves very clearly, exactly what we want, exactly what we need. And there's some times when it just appears that there's no answer. But here, even though the Torah says that our prayers were not answered, they were not answered in the way that we requested, but Hashem did listen, and we didn't travel back and forth. As a result of our prayers, we were able to stay and sojourn peacefully for 19 years in the same place. On Yom Kippur, during the Ne'ilah service, we call out to Hashem, and Hashem, we say to Hashem, please take our tears, put our tears in this flask, in this jar, store our tears. Rabbi Shimshon Pincus explains that God keeps our tears in a special treasury. And there are times in our lives we don't even know. We don't even realize it. Something's going on and we don't even realize that we need to pray. And God takes out those tears from the flask, those that were in storage, and brings us benefit and blessing. There is no such thing as a prayer that is not effective. Whether it's a cry from the heart, or whether it's an organized, very clear prayer. Either way, Hashem listens, Hashem answers, and may Hashem help that during this time, during these 9 days, when we recall the destruction of the temple and all the tragedies that occurred to our Jewish people, and that which is going on now at these trying, unprecedented times. May Hashem answer our prayers and capture our tears for ourselves, for our families, for all Israel, and for all the world. Have a beautiful Shabbos.